Right guys, we have pretty exciting leaks today because we have actual physical models of the iPad mini 6 showcasing the new design, and there are some pretty interesting changes that I want to delve into in today's video. So without further ado, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors, and with that being said, let's just tuck in. Right, so the source of the information is XLeak7. Now I don't know who this is, and so yes, take the information with a grain of salt because they're clearly not very credible. But to be honest, these models line up with John Prosser's renders of the iPad mini 6, but there are a few changes to note, and so let's delve into that. And that begins with the Apple Pencil, because obviously in previous videos I've told you guys the current Apple Pencil 2 won't fit on the side of the iPad mini, and so there's been some rumors about an Apple Pencil mini that could be built for this new iPad mini 6. But it seems Apple's taking the cheaper route. Basically what they're doing is moving the volume buttons to the top of the device, and voila, now you have space for the Apple Pencil 2. So yes, the regular old Apple Pencil 2 we've had for years is going to be compatible with the iPad mini 6. Now yes, I know volume buttons on the top is a little weird, but do remember the iPad mini 6 is a lot smaller than other iPads, and so there should not be any difficulty reaching those buttons at the top because it's so tiny. Anyways, the next thing to note with this model are the speakers on the iPad mini 6. So yes, unfortunately there are no quad speakers on the iPad mini 6. We know this because on the top, we have the volume buttons, the power button, but there aren't any speaker grills. And so yes, it seems that the speakers are going to be on the bottom of the device, much like they are on the iPad mini 5. Now this is a little disappointing, I can't lie, because obviously I was not expecting quad speakers on a mid-range iPad that's clearly an iPad Pro exclusive, but I was expecting the arrangement we have on the iPad Air, because the iPad Air also has dual speakers instead of quad, but instead of having those speakers on the bottom, they're on either side of the device, so you do have that stereo effect you get with the iPad Pro, and it does make a massive difference. So yes, I'm sort of gutted we're not getting that with the iPad mini 6. I'm assuming there are space constraints with this smaller design that's forced Apple to retain the middling dual speakers we have on the iPad mini 5. Another thing this model showcases is Touch ID built into the power button. This was expected because, as I've said many times, this is going to be a smaller version of the iPad Air 4 for the most part, and so yes, much like the iPad Air 4 has Touch ID, expect the same with the iPad mini 6. But what's interesting are the bezels on the front. Now they are equal, and it is very much a full screen experience like we have on the iPad Pro and iPad Air, but the bezels themselves are a little chunkier than I expected, I can't lie. So yes, I'm hoping that's wrong and they are a little thinner with the final device. But then again, I guess with a tablet, you need somewhere to rest your finger while using the device, and so maybe Apple's given us thicker bezels for a practical reason. Now you can see on the model there is one camera on the back, so expect the same 12 megapixel sensor we have on the iPad Air 4 to come over to the iPad mini 6. So yes, no fancy ultra-wide for the iPad mini, but that really is not a massive issue because people rarely take photos on their iPad in the first place, and so as long as the camera is decent, it will do the job just fine. But something that's a little weird that I noticed was that there's a flash on the back of this iPad mini 6 model, and that does not seem very likely considering the iPad Air 4 does not have a flash. And so yes, I'm assuming that's some sort of mistake with the model. And by the way, on the front, it should be the same 7 megapixel camera we have on the iPad Air 4. Now the last thing to note with this model is the fact there is no smart connector to be seen on this device. Now that's interesting because in case you don't know, the smart connector is what enables Magic Keyboards and Smart Keyboard support for the iPad, and so the fact we don't have that on the iPad mini 6 does suggest that maybe we're not seeing any keyboard support on the iPad mini whatsoever. Now of course, if you've seen my previous videos, I've explained why this won't be the case. I have said it would be pretty pointless for the iPad mini to have a keyboard because number one, it would be a very cramped experience, but also the iPad mini itself is a very low volume product, and so for Apple to make a specialized accessory for the iPad mini might not be the greatest idea in the world. And it seems Timothy has listened to me because there is no smart connector on the iPad mini 6. Though I am curious about the smart folio cases for the iPad mini because those, as far as I know, also use the smart connector, and I'm pretty sure that Apple is not going to release a new iPad without any accessories. There has to be at least a protective case, so yes, it will be interesting to see what Apple does with the cases on the iPad mini 6 without the smart connector. Anyways, that's it. That's pretty much everything regarding this iPad mini 6 model. I'm very much looking forward to this new design, and fingers crossed we do see it launch at the September event. But tell me in the comments below what's your thoughts on this new iPad mini 6 design. Anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out the video in the icon above on details regarding the iPad 9. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.